dear brothers and sisters, the Lord told to his disciples to be vigilant. He said that at the end of times, there will be many fake prophets and many fake Christs who will come and deceive many. And you have to be vigilant, because you don't know when your Lord will come. Either he will come at the midnight, or at the cry of the cock, or will be at the dawn. You don't know, so you have to be vigilant. And also when he prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane before being captured, he also told to Peter and other disciples to be vigilant, not to sleep. So this topic of keeping the guard, keeping the watch, is very important. And it is important to think deeply about what does it mean. Of course, right away we see that this idea that believe and you are saved is just nonsense. It's complete nonsense. Okay? Because you can believe and then fall asleep, and maybe never even wake up. So to be vigilant is the goal of spiritual life. And there are many different types of being vigilant, okay, being awake. And there is even the negative awakeness, okay, the infernal awakeness of the demons, and there is awakeness of the zombies, into which many people are converted nowadays. Okay, but before talking about this, I want to say a few words about the concept of being vigilant, because we need to deeply research what does the word itself means, because it's not just you're either asleep or you're awake. Okay, just this meaning of being awake. It's not that simple. Okay, to study that, we need to go deeply into languages. Okay, we need to look into the Hebrew, in Aramaic, in Greek, in the English language, in the Slavic languages, many languages, and they could give us some interesting insights into this concept of being awake. Okay, just to name a few of them. Okay, it also can mean to be active and in some way even alarmed, okay, in a good sense. Okay, so it's being like very lively. Okay, it's not just you're awake, but you're okay, you're depressed and you don't notice things. No, it's being like very alive, you know, full of life. Okay, also life and action. Okay, also it can mean to keep to pay attention. Okay, to pay attention to something. Okay, that your attention is focused. Another meaning is to guard, to preserve, to keep. For example, keep commandments, to preserve commandments. Okay, to comply to some commandments, or to keep the word. The Lord said, "You have to keep my words in yourselves." Okay, this keeping of the word of Christ, of His commandments, of God's mission. Okay, holding fast to it. That also is implied in this word. Also, it can mean notice, to notice something, okay, which is different from attention. Okay, notice is like discover. Okay, you notice things. Okay, what's happening. So that's why very often Christians were called conspirologists and secret society, because it was they were doing many things in secret, and they were talking about things which were not evident to everybody. Okay, uh, they knew things. Okay, so this ability to notice something slight, something that others don't notice. Okay, this is also implied in this word. And also related to this is the idea of finding out, discovering, and learning, extracting some knowledge from the situation, from what's happening. Okay, or directly from the Lord. What is His will? What is His message to you? Okay, so we can say this epistemological meaning, to draw knowledge. Okay, draw some information, some wisdom from things which happen from your experience, etc. And also to recognize. Okay, to recognize whom? Recognize Christ. Recognize people of Christ. Recognize enemies of Christ. Recognize Antichrist, servants of Antichrist. Okay, so this you remember that he told those Pharisees and scribes that you recognize the face of the sky. You can tell the weather and stuff like that, but the signs of times you don't recognize. We have to recognize signs of the times. Okay, that's also implied in this word. And also to wake up yourself or to wake up others. Okay, this is also implied in this word. Okay, it's not just being awake, but it's also waking up. Okay, every day maybe you need to wake up to recognize something, to understand something. Okay, to find out something. So all of these meanings, they are related to the word being vigilant. Okay, staying on guard. Okay. So this is a great task and great virtue for a Christian, which is necessary, is absolutely necessary. That's why Christians, they loved vigils from the ancient times. You know, those prayers during the night. Okay, I won't talk much about this today, but that's another big important topic. What does it mean? Why they were doing it? How can we do it today? Okay. But today's topic is not that. Today's topic is what else? What is the right vigilancy and what is the fake and false vigilancy? Okay, in terms of the right vigilancy, it's also, you know, can have many different dimensions. Okay, we can talk about. But today, let me make it more simple and just generalize it in two types of vigilancy that we need. The first type is very basic. It's we can call it worldly vigilancy, okay, which is even though it's basic, but most people now lose it. Okay, that's scary. What's happening now? What is it? It's having the consciousness about what's happening. This is another important. Okay, this relationship of vigilancy and consciousness, and vigilancy and conscious, and vigilancy and conscientiousness. This is all important topics to discuss. Okay, let's talk about conscience. Okay, now the mainstream in anthropology, in philosophy, in science generally, is to eliminate conscience, to say that it's not possible. Okay, there is no free will, there is no conscience. Humans are just actors on some impulses. It's all just a flow of reactions to the external world, and this is called behaviorism or physicalism. Okay, this is big topic also to discuss, but those trends, they bring us to perceiving the human beings as say animals. Okay, they just work, they live according to, they are completely determined by economic factors, weather, their biological factors, okay, physical parameters. Okay, those things, they completely determine who you are. Your thoughts, your imagination, everything is just neurons in your brain, and that's it. Okay, there is nothing spiritual. There is nothing, there is no self. Okay, we have it in Buddhism for thousands of years already. Okay, so it's not something new. This reductivism, okay, to reduce humans to these basic physiological, physiological agents. Okay, so, and people truly lose conscience. They became just part of this herd where everybody runs, you run. Okay, what everybody says, you say. There are some strata. Okay, these people, they support Democrats, they support Republicans, but they think in the very programmable and very you can make a model of them. Okay, why this is important? Because they can make model of the society, and they can predict, and they can control, and they can brainwash everybody so much that people will enjoy this lifestyle, becoming slaves, becoming just like robots, like animals. They don't need conscience. Okay? They become zombies, and this is where we are at. We're it's much closer than you think, this kind of world. So this is a basic vigilancy that we need. Vigilancy is when you awake, you understand, no, this is all fake, this is all illusion, this is brainwash. Okay, some people, they discover it after stopping using gadgets so much in watching movies, okay, and other things, because there you live in your information bubble. Okay, they give you stuff that you like, and you think that's the whole reality, and everything that's against it, you just reject, you just cancel. It doesn't have any existence for you. So this is something very basic. If we don't have this vigilancy, we cannot talk about spiritual vigilancy, which is the goal. Okay, and to have the spiritual vigilancy, of course, we need to understand who we are, where we go, that we have responsibility, we have a mission, we have a task in this life. Why people don't want to create families and give birth to children? Because they don't want to have responsibility, and they don't understand what is sin. They don't want this concept of sin, because no conscience and no consciousness. Okay, they are related. You don't have consciousness, you won't have conscience. Okay, it's just some fake dogmas that you have. There is no conscience. Just do whatever you feel like doing. Okay, like what your body says, and you become slave of the flesh. That's what Apostle Paul is telling us. So they want to make everybody the slaves of flesh, and we want to become slaves of the Spirit. And to become slaves of the Spirit, servants of the Spirit, ministers of Christ, we need to gain this personal vigilancy, and then we also need to gain the true vigilancy. And the true vigilancy comes from spiritual life, asceticism, prayer, Word of God, the Holy Gospel, the Holy Communion, the Holy Sacraments, and having protection against all the garbage that they want to throw into our hearts. Okay, get it out of our conscience and subconsciousness. Okay, and step by step, our spiritual eyes will be opening, and we will learn how to be vigilant spiritually, which is not an easy task and can be accomplished only with the grace of the Lord. Having said this, these are okay. Today I'm talking about the basic framework. I'm not talking about the details. Okay, and also we can discover that there is a negative vigilancy, or a diabolical vigilancy. Call it zombie vigilancy. What is it? Also two types. The zombie vigilancy is when you're vigilant, you're slaves of mammon, of riches, of your, I don't know, fake goals, career, or some other passions that you have, desires. And you become very vigilant about this. For example, you are playing on the stock market. You are completely immersed in this world of money, and that's all you care about. That's you really possessed by this speculation in the market. You have to be vigilant. You have to watch what's happening all the time. Read all kinds of news. Do analysis. Make models. You have to be completely immersed. That you have to be vigilant. But that's a different kind of vigilance. And so zombies, they are not asleep. Zombies can be very much active and very much awake, but in a different sense. And also there is the diabolical, this infernal vigilancy, because devil himself, he's never asleep. 24 hours he is awake. So people who serve demon, who are moved by the demons, they are also vigilant. So, for example, you live in sin. Say you're a thief. You harm people. You serve the devil. Okay, you have to be vigilant. You have to always watch who left his bag. Okay, who doesn't pay attention to something. You grasp that thing. Okay, you steal that thing. Or say you want to increase your sect. Okay, you seduce people so that they will bring money to you and you will brainwash them. You have to be vigilant. You have to be always watching for people who can slip into the net of your sect. Okay, and that's what they do by seducing people through internet, through TV. They have to be always 24 hours. Put all their time and energy into everything, and then later to control all the people, they will have to watch them 24 hours. That's also being vigilant. They have to be vigilant, but that will be coming from the devil. Okay, the goal is to enslave people, to deprive them of the rights of their property, and eventually of their heart, of their soul, to take possession of their soul. So this diabolical vigilancy is also out there, and we should not mix it all together. Okay, we should know that it's a different thing completely. If you're a servant of devil, you cannot be at the same time awake in terms of serving Christ. So please think about this. Zombies, they don't have consciousness. They don't have conscience. Okay, they don't have moral values. Okay, they don't serve the Lord. Okay, but they are vigilant in some way. So let us not mix this together, not to become enslaved by this world. Okay, not to become living corpses, which are zombies. Okay, the Lord said, "Let those dead men bury their dead men." Dead man is who is alive is a zombie. So you can be a zombie, and many people become zombie. Okay, in two senses. Okay, so if you're aware of this digital enslavement, you are conscious, you're vigilant, but that's not enough. If you don't live for Christ, if you don't love Christ, if you don't hear His message, you're still zombie. It's just a different type of zombie, maybe not as bad, but it still will not take you to the heavens, to salvation. But this is the right direction. Okay, this is good direction. At least you can make a decision, and you can be master of your own self, and you can take upon yourself the mission and responsibility of becoming the servant of God. Let us see through all the deceptions that there exist, avoid any deception, any laziness, okay, any sleep. Okay, our fallen self is always tending towards resting, okay, relaxing, okay, falling asleep. Let us not have that. We're servants of Christ. We're warriors of Christ. And warrior cannot be asleep, okay? So let us learn how to be awake, to be vigilant, and especially how to be spiritually vigilant. May the Lord help you and give you His rich blessing. Amen.